Hi guys, okay, we're back. We're doing the makeup, and I don't really have any more ghost stories other than like we went to Eureka Springs and there's the oh no, I forgot the name of the hotel. Um it's one of the big haunted hotels. It's the one with like it was for cancer research and the guy ended up just like not actually being for that, and it was basically just people thinking that they're going there to get their cancer healed, but actually not, because he scammed them. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I'm just having fun here. But yeah. So we went there recently for my birthday. My 21st birthday! So we went there. It was a lot of fun. We ended up, like, ghost hunting. Well, I was tired. I did not feel good. I had a really bad headache, probably because I drank too much. But I'm just gonna say because I didn't feel good and I'm just a little baby. But I ended up like kind of going to sleep early, which sucked. Like I did not want to, but I just did not feel good. But my sister and my mom like woke up in the middle of the night. That or they hadn't been asleep, like at all. And my sister just like went to the bathroom and she like comes out and I'm like awake, like listening to them because I like sleep but I'll listen. And my sister's just like, whoa, what the fuck? And I like kind of like am chiming in because you know you hear your sister saying what the fuck, you're like what the fuck. And I like kind of turn around and my sister's like, look Mary, and I like look up and the chandelier's swinging and my sister's really short. So she can't reach it unless she like was on the bed and did that, but my mom was already awake. And like they were scared. I wasn't scared like them. Probably because they're the ones that couldn't sleep that entire night. But yeah, and they're like panicking and everything, and I'm just kind of like staring at it and whatnot, trying to like debunk it because you know you want to figure out what's actually going on when it comes to stuff like that. But we really couldn't unless they were both in on it, but they didn't seem like they were in on it. And it was it was like 3 in the morning actually. So the fact that that's the time, and if you guys are into ghosts or anything like that, you'll know that that's like prime time for activity. And I didn't even puzzle that together until we were like talking about it yet the next day. I was like, oh shit, bro. But beforehand we were actually, but yeah, so we like ended up walking around and we heard like somebody like walking towards us in the hallway and we kind of like panicked because we were like, oh, hopefully we're not gonna get in trouble for, you know, being up or anything, and or like walking around at night, which it's a haunted hotel. You're gonna expect people not to walk around and ghost hunt? Like, come on. But yeah, no, so we kind of like got scared, and super creaky stairs and stuff because it's old. It's an old place. But yeah, we ended up kind of like going back into the room, and I got tired, so I went back to sleep. But we ended up like listening to the recordings, or at least my sister did, because they were on her phone. So, but we ended up hearing like really weird noises. It sounded like somebody dropping change into like plastic, I guess I would say, would be the best description of what it sounded like. And I don't remember hearing anything like that at all. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, I didn't hear anything like that at all. Can't explain it now. Probably will never be able to explain it. But we ended up hearing like a woman's voice kind of hum. And, you know, it's always kind of like, I'm not gonna believe it. I don't know what I'm doing, by the way. I'm just goofing off with makeup. This is why, like, if I was to make a drawing video, I wouldn't be able to talk or pay attention because I'm concentrating so much, but because I'm talking now, like I said, I'm not concentrating. that's why it's turning out absolutely horrible. That's a mole. Can't fix that. But yeah, so that was a really cool little experience there. I thought I'd tell you guys some of my favorite creepypastas. And the reason why I ended up doing this video today is, one, it's rainy out. It's been stormy all day. And my dad and I were watching, like, hunters going missing in these forests, and none of it making any sense as to how or why, and their bodies showing up, because there wasn't any sign of, like, a murder. In fact, they just disappeared, and it was almost like alien-like, right? So we were watching that, and I was like, kind of cool video, and I ended up telling him about one of my favorite creepypastas that just scared the shit out of me. And I'm probably gonna tell it kind of wrong, but or a few of them wrong, because hashtag shitty memory gang. Oh my god, what have I done? So a woman and her mother were going through the forest, horseback riding, you know, on a nice little trail and everything, and I think they were with a group of people. And, you know, the horses started getting kind of spooked, and what's coming around the corner, sorry, my eyes water every time I tell it, is this man running, and he had like a blue t-shirt on, he was wearing like running, or like basketball shorts, but he's like sprinting, like through the forest and everything, and he ends up like running past them, and like the one thing the lady noticed was how pale his skin was, and a smile on his face. He's like, or something, you know, not like this. This is really scary, I'm sorry. But what scared her most is she like turned back, you know, to follow the guy. But what she noticed is that as she was running by, his head was like turned following her as he was running. So even though he was, sorry, my eyes water and I get scared telling, but like he'd run past, and he was like staring back, like smiling, and like still sprinting without any hesitation. And that was one of the stories. Another one is a dad and his kid going hunting out in the forest, and the son points out, like, hey dad, there's a man over there. And dad's like, fuck, what? He's like, must be another hunter. And he like looks, and he sees like this white face kind of peeking out from around a tree, which is, you know, for anybody is fucking horrifying. And so the dad, you know, kind of, you know, daddy protective mode with a child. It makes a good amount of sense, you know. We all hope our fathers will protect us from creepy little faces out in the jungle, out in the woods. But yeah, and he ended up like going, and the face kind of was following them, not like floating around, but like keep like, be like, hide again behind the trees, and they just kept seeing it, and I think they ended up camping, and the boy was just horrified, and the dad, of course, you know, trying to not be horrified, is terrified as well, trying to figure out who or what is following us. And you know, the kid, you know, keeps hearing things, and that's as much as I remember from the story. Sorry. If you guys want to know the people that I listen to when it comes to creepypastas, is McCreepy, and something Masquerade. I'm really bad with names. Comes up on my search history, so that's why. Creepy McPasta, though, his voice is absolutely beautiful. The guy a while ago, for me, it's like in my head is like recent, but I know it's not. He ended up getting like robbed and his computer taken and stuff with all of his own writings and all the stories he's got and collected. Broke my heart. He tells really good stories. They're very fun to listen to, especially when you're drawing, or even doing your makeup, you know. I wouldn't count this as doing my makeup. I'm just fucking goofing around here. trying to think of other stories that I might know. Because now I'm just doing my makeup. Doing my makeup. Go ahead and fucking slap this on. You know what's really cool about this stuff that I just remembered? You guys probably already noticed it or know it, is that it stains. It stains lips. Or sorry, I meant skin. And it's not like meant to be one of those staining lipsticks like in Korean makeup. So that's fun. I'm just goofing around right now. I don't even know what I'm doing. How about I tell you guys a ghost story? How about that? How about I tell you a little ghost story? Sorry, I spazzed like that. Trying to think. So, I remember a really good creepypasta. Y'all probably heard this one. I'm pretty sure it's like one of the popular ones. Not like the ones that are like made into a fandom, like Smiley Dog or some shit like that. This one is a bunch of guys go to their buddy's lake house and everything. And they're all having like a super good time and everything. They're drinking, they're partying, they're doing what broskies are supposed to do, or should do, or just have fun doing. I don't fucking know. And they're swimming at the lake. And they end up noticing something out in the water, and it's black and whatnot, like floating there. And then they notice that it's a woman. It's a woman, and her head kind of peeking out of the water and whatnot, just watching them. And this isn't like, you know, private property or anything, so they're just kind of like fucking creepy ass lady trying to scare us and whatnot. So they kind of just ignore it and everything, but one of the guys notices that she keeps getting closer and whatnot, and they're like, you know what, who cares, let's just go inside and like chill for a bit, you know, it's getting late anyways, we don't want to be out too late and whatnot. So they end up all going like back inside to finish out their bro time, you know, drink a little bit inside, you know, watch a movie, cuddle up, whatever bros do, I don't know. But they end up hearing somebody like walking around outside and everything, and they all keep their minds keep going back to the woman that was outside in the water and everything. And I mean, I don't blame them. That was terrifying. Imagine you're trying to like chill and there's like this fucking creepy ass lady just stalking you and your friends. Like, I would have just been out of there. I would have been like, hey lady, I'm gonna come out there and I'm gonna drown you. Just kidding, that's really not nice. But yeah, so they all kind of go to sleep and whatnot, and one of the guys ends up like waking up, and he hears like something outside moving around. So him and his friends I'm getting distracted because I'm actually like doing something now with my face. Him and his friends, he wakes up and he's kind of like listening, and he wakes up with one of his other buddies. And he's like, bro, do you hear that? And he's like, no. He's like, I swear to God. He's like, I swear to God, there's somebody outside. And I'm pretty sure they were like, do you think it's that lady? Do you think it's her out there or something? And he's like, I don't know. So they end up like getting up and everything, because now they're like awake, they're scared of whatever out there. And the guy ends up like hearing one of his buddies like scream, and he's like, what's wrong? And he's like, It's like, I woke up. He's like, I heard something at my window. And he's like, when I looked, there's that woman that was out in the water staring in my window. And so they all kind of like run outside to check, and his friend's still kind of panicking, because who wouldn't panic after seeing some fucking lady staring at you through the window? And what they noticed about the window too is that it's high off the ground, and they could see that there were feet marks going underneath the window, and they were just standing at the bottom of the window, but it's high off the ground, like not like 6'2" off the ground. No, it's like 7 feet off the ground, and there's no like it showed anything being placed there or any the look of something that had been placed there. That one guy that ended up seeing her kept having nightmares, and I'm pretty sure he like went cuckoo bananas and went off the deep end, ended up disappearing or something. I don't remember. It's another creepypasta. There's a lot that I know, but I can't think of. I guess I can start telling the story a random story that I can come up with. I don't know. Anyways, I'm almost done, so I guess I'll just give you a little short one. So, a bunch of friends had gotten together to go and to these older ruins. Now, these older ruins, they weren't thinking about anything malevolent while going there. All they wanted to do was go to this old place and drink, have some fun, talk to each other, because they hadn't seen each other in such a long time. Now, what they didn't know is that the place had frequent people coming and sacrificing animals and, small rodents and stuff, animals basically. So, there's just something that they didn't know. One of the girls didn't know, and she ended up, telling them because she thought it would be fun. And a bunch of the girls were like, sure, okay, whatever. Obviously, like, they didn't want to believe her because it's scary and they're alone there. So, the girls, and right now I'm probably like ranting hardcore right now. I'm just trying to do my makeup. The girls there ended up finding a way in to the old ruin area. And of course, curiosity gets the best of them white girls. So they go in and it's normal. Just pretty normal, Like an old ruin, scary, horrifying. But they ended up hearing something, and they look over and they see somebody sleeping. And their immediate thought was, it's a homeless guy, right? And they could notice there was some red around him, which was obviously blood, which made them panic, and they're like, oh shit, is he okay? And they're scared to, wake up a homeless guy, because it's just scary. I'm the best at telling horror stories. So they end up just leaving him there. They don't call the cops or anything. They don't want to get in trouble. They're trespassers. They don't want any part of it. But during that week, each girl ended up seeing him. The first girl, who knew that the place was haunted or creepy, she was, chilling in her room, and she ended up hearing something at her door. So she probably thinks it's her mom or her dad. So she gets up, goes over to the door. There's nobody there. And she just kind of like lays back down. It's nighttime, so she just leaves her door open. And she's laying there. And she's kind of on her phone and stuff, laying on her belly. And her door, you could see it in the back. And what she sees when she's watching a video is a reflection and somebody standing there. And he ends up moving behind the door on the other side. So she gets up and she's like, Dad, this ain't funny. And she like looks around and she doesn't see anybody. And so she goes back to sleep. And then there's 4 girls. The second one, you know, she knew something was wrong right from the beginning when she saw the man. And she ended up hearing something in her bathroom. And what sounded like her baby brother, who was like, "Sister, can you come here? There's something in here. And I'm scared." And so, you know, she loves her baby brother, so she goes in there and does not see him. But what she does see made her go completely insane. Her father forgot to flush. And she saw somebody in the reflection. Which is kind of cuckoo bananas. Like, which one's more cuckoo bananas? Your dad not remembering the flush or seeing something in the mirror? Leave your opinions in the comments. Yep. Now the third girl, she went camping with her friends. Now, you know, people always have like different friends. They're like, yeah, this is my other friend group, and then my other friend. You know, those people that are just like, have lots of friends. They just have like, there's no people. You know? Oh no! But yeah, so she ends up going missing in the forest. Everybody's super worried about her. And she ends up being found in the ruins area. And she's actually in the same position that the other guy was. So, the rest of the girls kind of got together. The other one did not actually see anything. She just felt like something was watching her the entire time. They ended up all getting together and they're trying to figure out how to stop whatever's going on from happening. So they go back and they end up seeing the homeless guy laying there again. And so they go over and check on him, and he eats their brains. He just eats them. He just eats the gummy brains. Oh god, he eats the gummy brains. I am like going insane, by the way. I'm telling you guys like the worst story. My face is pink. But I thought, hey, I could do YouTube. Not realizing that I'm an unlikable person who's only interesting when you're hanging around me personally. You know? At least that's my opinion. But in video, I just don't know what's going on half the time. It's like my brain gets taken over. Maybe by a ghost or something. Who knows? Yeah. Their brains get eaten by the homeless man. And none of them actually saw anything. It was just because there's black mold in the building and they were breathing it in, so they all went cuckoo bananas. It was super bad black mold. And like already started growing in their lungs and stuff. So, yeah. I'll just bring you guys close real quick. This is my look. Yeah. Do I think that this YouTube channel is going to keep going? Probably not. I actually enjoy streaming a lot more. Video games. As you know, I'm talking how I normally would talk playing video games. And I think it's a lot easier than doing something like this. You know, I ramble a lot, and I know people are like, well, write down what you want to say. But then I feel like I'm thinking too much about it. But I feel like for me, this is personally helping me just be a little bit more confident. I don't think anything's going to come from this. Those 3 people who watched my last video, I love you. I hope that you guys actually learned something from that video. You know, saving money, being good for the environment, I don't know. And in this video, I just hope you like enjoyed my ghost stories that happened throughout my life, and then the ones that I just remembered. What? Okay, I'm ending it there because I'm getting scared. Say goodbye to Danny DeVito.